Alright, and welcome to another episode of Exploring Starcraft 2 lore. This is going to be a series of lore videos I'm doing where we read through the Starcraft 2 comics and learn about the story together. If you like such content, do like and subscribe, not for me, but the Zergling. Alright, so let's get to it. Links to all this will be down in the description. These are all comics that you can read online for free on the Blizzard website. Link here, link will be down in the description. We've already read up to Shadow Wars Part 4, and we're going to be jumping into Shadow Wars Part 5. These comics were actually part of the War Chest, which was a set of skins released in StarCraft 2. These were just accompanying comics. They were not skin specific, but the story so far has been not too bad. We've gotten all races are being represented. And let's get to it. Loading. Alright, full screen. Normally you could read the comic like one panel at a time, but to make it nice and big on the screen, I'm going to do this. Right. Adina, former Dominion mining planet. Site of an unexpected battleground. Is it just unexpected battle? Defend our position, my Templar. We will not succumb to this vermin. I have divided my foes. The detestable Protoss are trapped. Make for their leader our children, the one they call Arun. His rage will be your beacon. So, Broodmother, the faithless Zagara could not wait to break our peace. I expected such from the Zerg. I do not answer to Zagara. Soon the Protoss will fall, and the Terrans with them. And I will have my weapon. Admiral, a rogue brood. She could bring war to the sector once again. Indeed. Leodar, this is dire. Terran, Elms, you must rejoin us. Where are they? Alright, so as per normal, we're going to go page by page, a bit of recap. Okay, so the Terrans, they went into the cave to go and check for something. Elms is psionic, so she can communicate with the Protoss. Alright, so let's take a look. So we have one Broodmother. So here's the thing, the Broodmothers are basically the Zerg commanders. They replaced the Cerebrats after StarCraft 1, well, Brood War, specifically because of Kerrigan. She basically engineered the Broodmothers to be her generals in the Swarm. The generals. So we have, this is an infested.
Reading law.
Yep. Hey Stefan, thanks for the raid. So this is interesting. So this is the Broodmother, just take it as a queen. This is
I'm gonna go shower, so I'm gonna leave you look.
Alright, see you Stefan. This is, I think, an Ultralisk. These are roaches. This is a Hydralisk. That looks like an infested Terran. It could be a Zergling. Down here we have a bunch of Zealots and Dark Templar. Oh right, this is post Legacy of the Void, so they all have their haircut, their nerve cores have all been severed. This is interesting because the Zerg and Protoss can communicate psionically, which is how they are talking. It's on the one hand, on the other hand, it adds "Hey gaming, thanks for the emote." So this is interesting because the Broodmother, I forgot her name. It's in the previous comics. She's actually she's basically gone rogue because she received a directive from Kerrigan. Hey, thanks for spamming in the chat. She received a directive from Kerrigan before the battle started. Zagara, however, took control of the Swarm after Kerrigan's ascension. That happened in the epilogue of Legacy of the Void. As a result, she does not answer to Zagara, so this is not part of the greater Zerg. This is like an isolated battle. We see some dead banelings down here. This force is screwed. This force is absolutely screwed. Zealot DT, even with DT Blink against this many Zerg, it's dead. They're screwed. We could run the simulation later. Alright, let's see what happens on the next page. Hopefully we get to understand what happens to the Terrans. Here we go. The tunnels underneath Adina by the operation. Ugh! What the hell? I don't know what this is. Could be an infestor. Infestor, but I've never seen this kind. That worm thing. I told you we shouldn't be here. Elms, what's your call? Damn. Now what? The Merc's in charge? I don't like it any more than you, Gary, but we're here to stop the Zerg, and I'm sensing a lot more down here. Moving on 2 by 2 that way. Into the pipe 5 by 5. Carter and Turin, take point. Young, you with me. Contreras, Gary, watch our 6. Everyone check your clips. We need to start husbanding ammo. I'm hoping the pro is holding their ground. Shit, I'm running low. Oh, he's infested. Oh, damn, I didn't even notice that detail. Alright, so yes, these are infested. But they do look okay. I've never actually seen an infested like up close, and yes, an infested is roughly about this size. It seems that these infestors are attempting to, well, as the name implies, infest. Funny story. In the original alpha of Starcraft 1, the infestor was supposed to actually take over buildings, hence the name the infestor. You can see this in the original beta video. Link should be in the description if I remember to put it there. But they were changed for gameplay reasons. The infestor does very different things now. This guy, however, is infested. I think this is what the queen was doing. She was using these infestors to be able to literally infest others. Alright. Og, your cause is lost. Lay down your weapons and I might allow you to die swiftly. We shall lay down our weapons on your corpse. Meanwhile, what of the cowardly Terrans? The Terrans. These Terrans are acting in good faith. I gave them my blessing to their mission. This brings scant comfort, Admiral. I fear people will die to protect a race unworthy of such sacrifice. This is not the time, Lidara. We will do what we must to end these Zergs, wherever you are, Elms. It better have been important. Elms? I know you said there was Zerg down here. You didn't say all the Zerg. Okay, well this is a fair point. Let's the Templar being wiped out. This is a Dark Templar falling. You can kind of tell because the Zealots tend to have these golden armor. The Dark Templar tend to wear these purple robes because they're supposed to be stealth assassins. I suppose there's an overseer somewhere, so they're not stealthed. These weapons and like you can see the different outfits. These are Dark Templar under the command of Admiral Arun. And yes, Lidar is openly questioning his leadership about allowing the Terrans to flee rather than stay. Let's see what they found. Oh boy. This is bad. You think? So how do we deal with something this big? Nuke the site from orbit? Damn right. Or have the Protoss glass the whole planet? Sure, if we haven't attacked that carrier. Now, my brood. They see us. This is really bad. You think? Don't need to be psionic to get that. Command needs to hear about this. Can we go now? Yes, let's get the hell out of here. Okay, this is a lot. Like this many banelings, this many zerglings, this would overrun the Terran force. The fact that the mutas flying in this cave is a bit stupid. Stay information. Ice flooded back. Get your call by the captain to send us down this way. Greedy SOB. No, great call by your captain to send us down here. What do you mean? This was supposed to be a salvage job to help scientific. It was a black market scam for him and the dowry. Guess they didn't think Grunts should get the share of the riches. And before you ask how I know, you could read thoughts. Why didn't you say a damn thing? I'm a mug. It's not my job to say something. Wait, what's that? Wait, that's why we're down here? The Protoss was right. It should be our right. The Protoss was right. We are a bunch of dumb monkeys. Can we concentrate on killing the frickin' Zerg crawling up our asses? Ooh, frag out. Ooh. Better? Damn, can't get a signal to the ship. Arun, we just learned. Arun, can you hear me? So she's using her psionics. I mean, this is a pretty badass shot. A lot of Banes. This is Samuel Raider, Rogue, Dark level of Banelings. With mutas, so Link Bane mutant actual composition. I think there were originally 8 Marines, but now we can only see 5, so they might have been killed. The blue Marines are the Mercs, the red Marines are Dominions, which weren't told about the mission. Again, they were originally here to salvage things illegally in Protoss space, I might add, because you know, money. But it turns out there's a giant infestation on the planet. Are you tired, wretched Protoss? It is only a matter of time. You have so little left. By the way, the brood mother wants to kill the brother. She doesn't really care about the Terrans. Ah, the Terrans will return soon, but Elms has not yet been infested. That is unfortunate. Admiral, what if the Terrans are simply dead? I suspect that they are not yet finished. The brood mother seems angry, and not merely because of us. More likely they have fled. Enough. Oh, this is the DT questioning his leaderships. Hear me, my warriors. You have followed me to certain death, to ready a mistake that should never have been made. Terrans may be deeply flawed. You may think them undeserving, but our fate are bound to the soldiers we fought with. You ask why we should sacrifice ourselves for their benefit. Remember the Templar's sacred duty to protect other sentient life. Today we do that by killing every last Zerg on Adina. We fortunate few, will know the glory of righteous battle. We will end the threat of this brood, and our people will learn of our valor. Our deeds will not be forgotten. Oh, that's pretty badass. Try to rally the troops in the midst of battle. Okay, let's move on. My life for Aya. Let us merge. Our lives for Aya. Annihilate. Annihilate. Defend your queen, my children, so I can finish this. Okay, so a bunch of High Templar and Dark Templar merged. This is kind of weird because normally we don't see High Templar with their blades, but this is technically possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the maths is a bit off. However, okay, so this is why I'm basing this assessment off. I'm trying to make this as corrected in-game law as possible, in-game mechanics. Dark Templar and High Templar can merge. This is a Zealot, this is a Zealot, this is a Zealot. These two with these like big codes, bigger like these very distinct blue codes, these are High Templar, these are High Templar, these are Dark Templar. So my guess is that these two, and these two, or some combination of them merge to form the 3 Archons to try and hold the line. Admiral Arun, that you can see by his fancy headgear, is still alive as a Zealot, holding the line. It would have been a lot more interesting to see them merge as Archons. By the way, this art, a variant of it, is actually one of the loading screens for Starcraft 2 if you have the banner, the banner equipped. Very, very cool. 3 Archons. They're still absolutely screwed. We can run the simulation later and see how they do. But yeah, coming back to this slide, it's this Protoss commander actually is realizing that the brood mother has some interest in the Terrans. She's very interested in Elves because of her psionics. The Zerg have long been, well, ever since Sarah Kerrigan, have been trying to manipulate Terran psionics to their own means, to a degree of success. This is an Ultralisk. Okay, let's see what else we got. Ah, a wound. There's practically an entire swarm down here. Call your ship. Our carrier has left the system, Elms. I too have grim news. The Zerg are led by a rogue brood mother, and she intends to make war on both our races. Take your people and flee. We will cover your escape. Not happening. We don't leave our own behind. No, I will not grant you the honor of dying alongside the Templar. You don't think we're worthy? You are as worthy as every Terran. But we are not our own, nor are you ours, or your people and mine, on behalf of us. Now go! We're leaving. Pin the location to the nearest dropship. Finally. No way, they saved our asses. It's Arun's orders. They're sacrificing ourselves for us. We have to get off this planet and make sure their sacrifice is not forgotten. My Templar, this is our moment of truth. Destroy the brood mother. Throb. Stupid, weak Arun. Your heroics are meaningless. Your part in this is over. Soon the rest of your race will die as well. And now I will have my prize. So this is actually interesting. Like this, he didn't teleport out. This is actually an interesting thing because we haven't really heard from the carrier since then. So it seems that for whatever reason the carrier left. I don't really know why. This is an Ultralisk. This is actually not the Brood Mother. Yeah, and unfortunately poor Rune is dead. Yep, to be continued in the next episode of Shadow War 6. Alright, so as per normal, let's run some simulations. Let's start with the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus their leader. Alright, let's see if we can run a simulation and see how this would actually look in game. Apologies for taking if this episode is a bit longer. The comics have been getting longer compared to the first few episodes. Alright, so we have these guys. These guys, some of them are actually High Templar. I didn't notice this initially. This is going to be tough because I didn't see a single storm being casted. If not, the High Templars are pretty useless.
We're gonna need it.
Thank you. Alright, so let's jump back to the comic. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's start from there. Let's start with 4 High Templar. 2 Dark Templar. 1, 2 plus Zealots. Let's call it 4 Zealots. This is the in-game composition for the Protoss. I'm not enabling Storm because, again, in this comic I did not see a single... I don't see any evidence of Storm being casted. I'm having... I don't know how many Zealots there are, but let's just call it 4. Alright, let's look at the Zerg forces. So we have at least 1 Queen. I think this is an Ultralisk. There are at least 2 Roaches. Okay, let's start one piece at a time, right? Let's build some creep because I assume the Zerg are... No, let's not have any creep. I don't see any creep in this picture. So 1 Queen, 2 Roaches, an Ultralisk. What else is in here? At least 2 Hydras. And let's just call it 6 links for good measure. Alright, this is what it currently looks like in game. This is a simulation of the battle. Again, we don't see the Templars behind the cave or the Zerg in front. Just so that this is a fair fight, let's add an Overseer and start the battle. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Let's try that again. Again, no Stalkers, even though we saw Stalkers on the ship in previous episodes. DTs are holding the line, they're cutting through. No, but the Ultralisk it's just too much. The High Templars are not doing jack squat without the Swarm. Without Psionic Storm. So, you know, you can kind of understand why they're screwed. Okay, let's focus on the PVZ first. Okay, so we can see that there's a battle here, there's a battle here. Let's change the math, and instead of having the Dark Templar and High Templar, let's merge them into Archons. Okay, we can see clearly that there are now 4 Zealots at the bottom, and that genuinely seems to be it. So let's alter our math. Let's get rid of these guys and add 3 Archons instead, add 1 more Zealot. Let's reassess the Zerg forces. Okay, there are a lot of Banelings I can see now, as well as some Mutas. I'm gonna assume the Roaches was still there. There's just too much Zerg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 Banelings at least. Oh boy. Let's call it 10 Banelings. At least 1 Mutalisk. And the Ultralisk that was still here. Alright. I mean, again, the Protoss are clearly outnumbered. There's no way that this force... even with charge, could deal with this. I only count at about 4 zealots at this point. I will assume that the roaches are still alive, or there are reinforcement roaches. Again, if we look at the comic, we can still see roaches, we can still see Hydralisk. I don't see Swarm Host. The Zerglings are still there. Alright, let's run the simulation. It's just too much DPS from these, and too much tanking from the Ultra. Yeah, if we look at the cost, by the way, like the Zerg massively outnumbers it because of the Ultra. Actually, let's remove the Ultra and see if this changes. Okay, the Balix mostly detonate on Archons, which is very inefficient. Oh, the Protoss is actually winning. Oh, it's much closer now. Good lord. I did not expect that. This is a decisive Protoss victory if they don't have the Ultra. Okay, let's remove the. Okay, let's get the massive bit work. Let's remove the Overseer because it was there previously for the DTs. Let's add back in the Ultra, which how much is it? Yeah, it's a much more even trade now. But I added the 1 Ultra even without kindness plating. I think that's good because the Ultra is just tanking too much. Yeah, they can't kill the Ultra fast enough. It's just too much HP. Alright, so the Zerg, as per the comic, win decisively. The Ultralisk is still very much alive. Like, this scene at the end is pretty accurate. The Queen is also still alive. Okay, we'll do one more simulation, which is the Terrans against the Zerg. TVZ. Let's take a look at it in the comic. Okay, so we now see, I previously counted 6, but let's call it 5 Marines against 2 Infestors. Not exactly a fair fight, but we'll just run it anyway. And then later, we'll try and recreate this in game. Alright, let's call it 5 Marines, 2 Infestors. This should be an easy shoot. By the way, you can see that even in game, the size of the Marine to the Infestor is pretty accurate. That's an ugly thing. Okay, they're at full energy. Let's see whether their fungals can save them. One more fungal. Oh! The fungal can actually save them. Okay, let's assume that the guys, that the Infestors... Okay, that's what it was, right? The Infestors are normally blue, like you can see the blue butts behind. But the Infestors in there were green. Yep, that's the Infestor. That's its head. Tucked away underneath. But 5 Marines will realistically kill them without like a second thought. Okay, one of them tries to cast Fungal. It cast Fungal. It doesn't have Neo Parasite. Dies. But actually, if they actually cast Fungal perfectly and Micro, yeah, they would win. But let's just assume they didn't. Okay, let's go to the real simulation for the Zerg, which is to recreate the scene we see in the comic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's call it 25 Balings. Okay, what else we got in the comic? We'll call it 25-ish Zerglings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mutas. Let's do the 7 Mutas first. And at least 25 links. Like, this is what it looks like. Like, this is the force that they're arrayed against. That's kind of what it would look like if the force in the comic hit them head on. That's not what happened. Let's focus on one final scene, which is a lot of combat this time, which is the one down here. So we see 5 Marines, 3 Mercs and 2 Dominion, maybe one more in the back, but let's call it 5 Marines, against 2 Zerglings, 3 Zerglings, 4 Zerglings, 4 Zerglings and a Baneling. That should be a far more interesting fight. Okay, let's clear the Zerg side. Oh man, I wish I caught that on camera. Like this splosh. Alright, let's call it 5 and a Baneling. Okay, direct combat. I think the Baneling should explode and kill everything. Ooh, the Zerg narrowly win. Let's try that again. No combat shield. No upgrades. Oh, okay, it's really random. It depends on how the Baneling detonation goes. Actually, the Terrans are winning most of the fights, in a way that's pretty reminiscent of the comic. How did the Zerg win the first attack? Oh, it's a lot closer. Oh, the Zerg wins. Yeah, it really comes down to the detonation of the Baneling. If the Baneling gets a good detonation, Terran loses. If the Baneling gets a bad detonation, it's over. Yep. I think it depends whether the Baneling detonation kills any of the Marines. Alright, let's do this one more time, but this time we're gonna micro. And had about the same results. All 5 still alive. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. That is so comic accurate because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I'm mistaken. There are actually 6 Marines. Yeah, I think with 6 Marines against this force, again in the comic we don't see like the Zerg reinforcements. They're definitely there somewhere. Oh, 6 Marines should clean the floor with this. There's no way the Zerg is winning against 6 Marines. They barely won. They could not consistently win against 5. Again, like, I missed the final slide that you can clearly see 6 Marines and all of them are alive. Which means there were 6 Marines there always. Yep, decisive victory. Ooh, that sucked. Can I get all 6 out of there alive though? Oh boy, that was a bad start. Free split the Marines. Damn, I got 5 out previously. Like playing micro battles, you know? Crap, bad micro. Nope, somebody died. Try again. Oh, that last detonation. Oh, we did it! All 6 Marines alive! This better be good. Alright, so enough goofing around. That's been this episode of Shadow Wars. I like this comic. It's it started a bit slow, but we're getting plenty of combat, plenty of awesome scenes. Especially this one with the Archons. Yeah, well, we'll have to see what exactly is in store for Elms now that the products are out of the way. Hopefully we're going to see a bit more ZVT. If you do like this episode, do like and subscribe. I'll be reading this next episode soon. If not for me, Fantasagling.